Yo people, LSM here. This time I will talk about how to build your team in Crossing Void. But first let me give you an update into my event situation. I'm near done with the event. I need 4 more battles to get the soul. Not sure if I will go for Miyuki's Hue. I want, but it takes so much time. Not sure, but so I will get only 4 more battles here with Mikoto Climax Span. It's I can't hear here. This is the team. I am using Ourobros on Mikoto. Yuki is doing S1 or S2 depending on my skill points. And Kamineko is only using Alice to buff Mikoto. My Ourobros isn't maxed, so there's a chance that my run will just fail, so I need to reset, and that's why it's so time consuming. So also other thing, Zero got her Elementium, her Psyche, sorry. Zero got her Psyche, and it's very strong. She got 12% attack, 4% crit damage, and 5% crit rate. This here doesn't matter much, but those two are very good. Sadly, she didn't get damage up like Tomo. She got damage taken down like Holo, but still very good. She's back at being the best farmable slow statistic you can have. So let's start with team building. Every mode in Crossing Void have their own meta, so some characters could be good here, but could be very weak here. So let's talk a little about what do you want in your team for each mode. First of all, history. History doesn't have a fixed team because some stages, like this one and this one in chapter 8, they are gimmick stages where you want some skills to help you in battle. 724 is a buff stage. Tomoka and Kirito and Hinata will buff their team damage and defense for very high values, and you want to dispel. If you don't, you probably lose after the level you are doing this. And this stage, mid Kuroko and here Yukina will perma-seal your front and mid until turn 6. So if you don't use a purify character on here, you can't use your mid and front. Also, Shizu Climax turn 2, 4 and 6 with Akko's buff, so he can do some decent damage against your team. It's basically 1v3 if you don't bring Purify. So bring Purify in the stage. But other stage, this one Kirino have Climax Span, but after some time she will start killing herself, so it's a survival stage. Probably the only one in the game we have. All you need to do is survive 3 turns, then turn 4 you can start doing damage for her. Besides those stages, they are only normal battles with star conditions. Don't mind those stars, they aren't very helpful. When you are doing story, you want to unlock newer chapters fast, because you want to unlock fragment stages. Very important fragments that you want: Emi, Toma, Zero, Miyuki, Shana, and if you like Shana, you want Wilhelmina too, but Shana is a good statistic. Len, for very in the future, Silvaria, but very far in the future. And Kuryohime, Asuna, Axel stage, and Holo. Those are the stages you want to unlock. Some will take a long time to do, but you want to unlock them as fast as you can to start farming. But so, a generic theme that you can use to story. Unlike when the game launched, we now have some very good non-limiteds, like, let's see here, Taiga main and Kuroneko main. They are very good at being single target damage, especially with Holo, and being a full area character. Kuroneko do absurd amount of damage with her skills if you use her skill 1 first. And a strategic character, you want a healer, so Kirino or Lifa. Let's say Lifa. Okay, why did that happen? Bring her back, Kirino. Lifa. They are healers with 3 skill points heals, and those are the best heal skills in the game. You don't want 4, neither 5 skill points heals. 3 are enough. And for history, normally you will change one of those 2. If you are using Kirino, you want a stat stick with her, and when you against a gimmick stage, you can bring the spell, like Kurosup is a spell. Here, the spell, 3 point spell. If you are against some strong debuffs like Chapter 8, you could bring Wiharu. She have Purify. So normally your team will be 2 fixed characters and a third thing where you change with what you need for the stage. If you need spell, bring a speller. If you need Purify, bring Purify. But that is, the story is very simple. Don't mind much about the stars. You don't need those. They give you a cool reward at the end of the chapter, but only chapter 14 and 50 have very good rewards. When you reach this point, you have more characters built to complete those challenges, so don't mind them for now. You will get stronger first, then you go back and do this like 1 ticket and 120 michael. It's very low, very low. Not worth getting stuck to get this. Go get stronger, then come back later to do those. So now let's talk about Void Expedition. Void Expedition is a mode with its own rules. First, you don't get your HP back after battles, so you want normally to bring a healer for your team. You can kill 2 enemies, like I have Kuryohime here, Miyuki and Kirino. Kirino doesn't have a damage skill point skill, so what should I do? I could kill these 2, leave Kirino alive because she'll probably cast heal my entire team, and beat her to go to the next battle with full HP. Or if you think you can do the meta strategy, you can do this thing here. It's a full area team, and what you want are fast characters to go first. Sadly, Kuryohime is very fast, so very hard to go before her. And what do? You want to cast enough skills to get 10 climax points. Here I have 11, and then you cast a 10 climax point nuke to beat everyone. This is the Void Expedition meta. It's the type of team you want to to aim for in this mode. But if you can't, bring your sword team with the healer, because then you could go single target, kill one enemy at a time, leave one alive, heal until full HP, and then beat the stage. You have 80 floors, get some coins, very important to do. You can build some very good things like tickets and universal tokens. Here, 2 tickets every week and 20 universal frags every week. And with what less after that, you can save to, you could build Alicia rank S, Haruki rank S. You can save for Swing Sweet Mikoto, her awakens, or some characters awakens. I don't recommend picking those awakens if you don't plan to get the illustrations. Like, probably the best one here is Miyuki, because she's a statistic, so base attack is good for her. And Yuki if you are going to get her awaken trade because of a stronger frail. She gets a stronger frail and awaken tree, and that's good sometimes. But the important part are the tickets and universal flags. Next mode I want to talk about is Pandemonium. This mode you want to bring a healer, and you want your team to be full single target. Like my team here is Arya because I can beat the enemy's turn 1, but you want your team to be single target here. Let me show why. Let's skip. So why do you want single targets here? Especially 3 skill point single target skills. You see, they did damage. I like Void Expedition. I don't recover my HP after battle, so I need to heal if I don't want to die. And if your team is single target, you can do this. One less enemy to do damage every turn. So this turn I take less damage than the previous turn, and it's easier to my healer to heal. And if then single target again. And if you have a low price climax, you could have used it here to finish the enemy, but only use climax if you already have Junkbreaker, because your climax skill also doesn't hesitate after battle. You need to use this impression weapon. So if you are doing Pandemonium, try to bring it with you. Very good for Pandemonium. Okay, so let's leave here for now. Let's show some good characters you could use for Pandemonium. For Void Expedition, you want someone fast and Arya. And for Void Expedition, you want some single targets. Wait, I think this one is better. Miyuki support is a good pick because she is a statistic and also have a 3 skill point mid damage. So you can spam her skill and healer. That is 6 skill points every turn, so you don't need to mind getting out of skill points. That will not happen. Other good character to use is, where is she? Emi support. She also have a 3 skill point skill, but she's here and she is stronger than Miyuki. She 2 times every battle she can buff her skill attack, and this buff is very strong. Will hit very hard. Very good pick. Another one that's very good is, let's see, where is she? Yuki. She have full single target kit, mid damage, standard 3 skill points. She also have a mid climax, very good pick too. And I think that's it for non-limiteds. Yeah, there isn't anyone. But if you don't have those, you can use cross skills. Kirito's talent is very good for this because he can make his Asuna cross skill 3 skill points, so he can do very good damage for less SP, but I don't recommend building him, he isn't that strong. Miyuki have 2 single target cross, here damage and mid damage. Let's see what are good. Where is he? Here's Sadao. He have a good skill with MMA, but it's 4 skill points. Taiga can probably kill every enemy. She have 3 skill points in her kit and a 4 skill point in her cross. But be aware that she takes more damage, so take caution for her to not die. And yeah, those are the non-limited 3 skill points that you can use. You can pick any single target cross, so you can go here and say that you want like here damage, front, mid, and they'll show what character you could use for that. Okay, so let's here is that. Next mode I want to talk about is Visage and Decrepit Dream. So Decrepit Dream and Visage are the mage rush modes. You want the highest score that you can get. And the thing that you build here is based around what impression weapons you have. For a new player, the best impression weapon that you can build around is Muramasa, because her effect is more damage when the enemy have frail. Frail already give even more damage, so 2 damage buffs with her. For those who already have Kimono Asuna, you should build around Olive, because Kimono Asuna have a wand cross skill and her talent gives more damage. But if you don't have her, put around Muramasa. And if you got lucky and got Ourobros, you should build around her, even if she isn't Awaken 5. It's very strong, especially if you have Alice support. This one, she breaks, she power crapped Muramasa and Olive because her skill is 84%. It's way stronger what Muramasa and Olive can get. So how do you build? Let's take here. Wait, let me show this one here. First, let's talk about Aria Decrepit Dream. 3 robots. They have a speed of 1252, and you want everyone in your team to be slower than that. So the 2 best things that you can build around Muramasa are these 2 here. You can swap Kirito with Tomoka. Tomoka works too, but so let's talk about the team. So how do the team works? First of all, you need a climax character. The best one we have is Kuroneko, because with her skill set using skill 1 Using skill 1, she gets a climax damage hate buff, and skill 2 damage hate buff, and her talent gives damage buff after she uses skill 1, which makes this skill hit her 3 skill points can hit near 5 skill points in damage, and her 10 climax can hit more than 12 climax skill points. She is the best non-limited for this role. Other characters that you can use are Mikoto main. I don't have her here because this is Psyche and they don't show characters you already used it, so I can show her here. Mikoto main is a good pick. You can also pick Yukina, but she is better in this water hole tile I will explain later. You could also use, let's see here, Quentur, but his attack stat is low, so unless you have him very well built, he doesn't do much damage. Yeah, for non-limiteds I think those are the ones you can use. Yeah, let's not save here. Okay, for support you want a stat stick, like in Zero's case. She is the best slow stat stick we can have right now after her Psyche, very strong. For your mid here, for AoE you want a 4 skill point damage skill. Yukina and Silvaria are the best one we have, and if you will pick one or other depends on if you have accelerator support. You see, accelerator sub have his skill damage costing climax point, and these numbers are near their 10 climax point, so he basically means that Kuroneko would be using her climax 3 times, and with that amount of climax points means that nobody here will use climax. So if nobody are using climax, then Silvaria is the best pick for 4 skill point damage, because her cross skill have a attack buff, and this makes her damage crazy. She reaches the highest attack we can have in game when using her cross skills. So you want Emi cross, which will hit very hard. And if you don't have accelerator, you want Yukina. She's the best one because she have her own 10 climax point skill, and her talent gives her more damage when enemies have full HP, and the enemies always have full HP, so she always gets free damage. Other options that you can use in the non-climax zone, you could use Miyuki with Tatsuya. Yeah, they are slower than robots, so they work. Other characters that you can use, let's see, I think that is it. Yeah, we don't have good non-limiteds for slower for damage, for skill point damage. Yeah, you could have Silvaria, Yukina or Miyuki for Z4 SP. Okay, let's reset here, cancel. And the last one, you want an enabler. Enabler are characters that have an exclusive talent that buffs your team or help with skill points. Kirito makes all skill points cost less for his skill. So let's pick here. When using Mikoto 4 skill point fail, with Kirito this will be 3 skill points. It's very good. And also, if you have Olive, Kirito have his own wound, so he can buff damage for your wound. Like this one will be your climax, so you are building around Muramasa, and when Kuroneko will climax, you want to use Mikoto, and when Kuroneko isn't using climax, you could use Kirito's wound to buff your 4 skill point damage. So you could also bring Tomoka. Let's pick her here. Tomoka gives 1 more skill point every turn. Penalty doesn't matter in the day, but 1 extra skill point is huge. And in her skills, she also have a 54% damage increase, which means that you could use her climax and then climax with Kuroneko and have enough to climax with Yukina. So you can use Kuroneko 2 times, Yukina 1 time, and Tomoka 1 time for climax. Big damage, but I still think that the version with Kirito is stronger. If for some reason you don't got Muramasa but got Olive, then you could pass Muramasa here and give Kirito. Where is she? Oh, okay, she's already used it. You could give Kirito. Let's pick here. Hinata. She have attack up 30%. It's a good number. So Kirito gives wound. Olive will give 28 more damage, and during the climax turn you give Hinata buffs for 50, almost 60% extra damage on climax. Hinata doesn't work well with Tomoka, but she works anyway. You see, you could pick Tomoka here. Where is she? What you do is that you use Hinata's skill almost every turn, because you save skill points turn 1, and then you spawn Hinata's cross and climax. But Tomoka works better with Frail. Hinata is more for the version with Kirito. And that is for AoE. This is the version with Muramasa or Olive. And the version with Ouroboros, if you got, is something like this. You want mostly Kamineko awakening out for Area DD. Her awakens doesn't matter much. If you have Ouroboros awaken 5, let's pick. That's not it. Change. Very strange where you have to go to read the effects. If you have phase 5, she have 100% and give 2 skill points. With awaken 5, you don't need Kamineko awaken 3. But if Ouroboros is awaken 4 or lower, you want Kamineko awaken 3 for this to work. And what you do is you use enough skill points to bring 10 or 8 if you are using the version with Mage Taiga. You want to use 9 skill points every turn. Kamineko will give you 1 extra, and you use Mikoto Climax every single turn. This does crazy damage, and is the meta we have for AoE right now. I will show it later. So I don't have any single target stage here, but let's talk a little about the meta for single target DD. You see, if you don't have limited single target DD meta, you don't have much option. You will have Taiga, you make her very slow and with Tomo. You will get Mikoto with Toma Cross, and here you have Tomoka and Yuki. Let's say Yuki. This is the strongest. This is like almost the strongest non-limited thing you can have. Sadly, it doesn't work that well the Tomo version because Mikoto is very slow. So for here, let's see who have a decent speed. I don't think you have anyone. Yeah, because the version I want to use is Kimono Asuna. This is the version we want to use because you get to use Taiga's Climax 2 times and Tomo Climax 1 time. Her skill is a split. Split damage, which means if there's only one enemy alive, this is single target. Sadly, it costs more than Taiga's and is weaker than her Climax. But still, this is the free-to-play single target meta, the strongest you can have. You could also try Ourobros spam, but if you don't have Ourobros Awaken 5, doesn't work well. You need Ourobros 5 and Kamineko Awaken 3. There isn't much you can do about single target DD. So what you could do here too is give Miyuki or Zero. Zero. How slow are those two together? Yeah, you give Zero. Mikoto can frail for free, so every time Taiga does damage, she gets Muramasa boost. And you want to frail with Yuki turn 3 and 5 for Taiga's Climax. Use Jarn to refresh Climax. And that is it. It isn't a secret thing. You don't have any gimmick behind the scenes. It's just get more SP, get frail, Muramasa boost, and go full damage in Climax. Sadly, other versions need Ourobros. You can't escape Muramasa for single target damage because Olive only works well with Kimono Asuna, and Kimono Asuna wound buff is AoE. It's not worth the three skill points use. Now let me show how my DD teams does have a chance to fail. I have 20% chance to straight up fail the run. So let's equip everyone. Okay, here. Mikoto ready. For you, we want, let's here, no, with Amy, yes, it's with Amy. Amy, okay. Tigers, no, we want Wilhelmina. Okay, and Wilhelmina full damage. Her talents just show. She doesn't want to upgrade anymore, sadly. Kasuna we want for skill points buff. And Miyuki, we want, she's just a statistic, so we want to make Wilhelmina mixed set. Wilhelmina here, okay. And Amy, where is Amy? Amy, full damage. Amy again. Okay, her talent score is good, very high. So for Kamineko, doesn't matter, she doesn't do damage anyway, so we just put here. We want Indra because Mikoto is the fastest. If I have Ouroboros Awaken 5, I would make Mikoto go after Kimono Asuna and before Kamineko, but I don't have, so I can't use the best version. Asuna use Charm. She will pick Muramasa because Mikoto can frail the enemy for free, and doesn't matter with Alice pick. So let's give Psyche to everyone. Sadly, I can't use Zero with Kimono Asuna because she will be slower than Kamineko, and that isn't good. Okay, first of all, let's start with memory mode. But I will take control in the middle because there's chance of the run failing. Okay, starting, Mikoto will not have enough for one skill point. We don't want Kimono Asuna to use skill because we want Kamineko gimmick. Her punishment stores enemy damage taken, and her climax will do more damage at the end of the battle. So starting, I can't stack Indra buffs because I don't have Awaken 2, so I use Indra before Mikoto's turn. So first climax skill, buffed with guild set. Let's hope for frail and crits. No look at all. And okay, this is the time where I assume. Let's just wait for Kamineko to use Alice's skill. Actually, I think I don't pick here because this is where I can fail. I don't have Charm, so if Ouroboros didn't have the climax skill, I straight up hit the run. Now I have Charm for the next climax. So almost only one enemy, so very little boost for Kimono Asuna damage. She could reach almost 300. Okay. I got the climax refresh. Let's go. Look, crits. Let's go. Crit. Yes. Sadly, wasn't buffed by Alice, but good frails. So more damage. This one is the last Mikoto climax, so I use Charm to buff her damage. Let's go. Criting everyone, that's good. It's already over. Did the sun just die? Yes, it did. Skip. Indra. Bleed, because it's the best thing I can do here. Almost 8000 bleed. Here I want skill 2. And to end everything, Kamileko Climax. If you don't know how her gimmick works, skill 2 gives a debuff, punishment. Punishment will record every damage the enemy take, so front got 1,600,000 damage, and it will give almost 300,000 damage when I cast her climax skill. Here got a little less, mid case. Here got the most, because Frail got here. And when here she gets climax, this will explode. Those damage will sum with her normal climax damage, and she do crazy damage with this. Thanos Snap, Gay Bog, 1,200,000 damage, above 600,000, good score. Didn't got very lucky with crits, so who knows, maybe I can get to 700 one day, but still, is this the highest score in my bracket? I think it is. Okay, game, why do you do this to me?